All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, fellow rogues? It's Maskmare here, and welcome in for episode 3 for Crime Scene Cleaner, a game which I'm actually hoping that compared to how things went last week, we kind of get back on course to, like, some of the dark humor that we saw in, like, you know, in like the earlier missions. For those who kind of like may not understand what I'm talking about, who may not watch like the previous stream, so I pretty much had like to go and kind of get this out of the way. I end up kind of having to put like a bit of a disclaimer in like the description of my YouTube stream because one of the missions got very dark pretty fast and everything. And yeah, I'm not going to go into full details though. Y'all can go and watch the stream yourself and everything. I'll just say for anyone who watches like episode 2, go in knowing that there's definitely like you're going to be some possibly triggering content in regards to like what was facing the second mission. To kind of like just give like a warning, the mission was called Toxic Love. And yeah, I think it was called Toxic Love. And I did put like a timestamp in the YouTube video, the YouTube description, so you guys know exactly when it happened, so that y'all can go ahead and just skip past that. Because again, I was definitely like, you know, trying to do some damage control, like, you know, hoping in the event that people in the chat might have, you know, kind of felt a bit of a way about it, like in regards to possibly in triggering content or whatever. I made sure I kind of spent some time trying to talk to people, you know, and assess things. And also, of course, like, you know, letting people know, like, as far as like the situation that particular chapter entailed, to hopefully, if they end up ever being in such a situation themselves, to be able to hopefully, you know, get out, get help. And it was a pretty dark thing where compared to like the episode, like the chat mission prior to that, where definitely, you know, had some jokes regarding, you know, someone named Ice Cold Bobby. Yeah, Ice Cold Bobby, you know, definitely is going to be like the greatest rapper of all time, no doubt about it. And definitely, like, you know, is much better like than some other rappers I've heard or people who've tried to rap. But anyways, yeah, hopefully things kind of get a little bit back on track or whatever with this one tonight. I don't know what the next mission is going to be, but I don't know if I mean, depending on how long the missions are, we may do 1 or 2 tonight. I'm probably going to mainly only do 1 because I am still feeling a little bit out of it. Even though I did get some rest, like following the Chrono Trigger stream earlier. Y'all could probably tell I was a little bit exhausted from that. Did like a 5-hour Bloodborne stream last night. No sleep, went in with Chrono Trigger earlier this morning. And that was like right after, you know, kind of like just get this out of the way too. As I was playing in our previous stream, lost a tooth this morning. Not gonna go into detail about that again. Let's just say there was like a brownie that had it out for me, like a M&M brownie that apparently just wanted to skip the whole the whole cavity portion of like rotting my teeth or whatever, and just like, nah, fam, it's got to go. I don't like this tooth. This tooth owes me money or something. It's been holding out on me. I'm gonna make sure like it goes missing thanks to the tooth fairy. I'm getting my $20 or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, point is like I was obviously a bit like out of it today. Got a few hours of rest, a few hours of sleep. Still a little winded, but definitely here for the stream tonight. Won't be a problem. Just still gonna try to make sure Sunday night I do get like a few more hours of sleep. Because I did have to like wake up and go and run some errands or whatever. With the fact that the move, like me moving is gonna be right around the corner. So trying to get all that situated and everything. But at least once I do get moved to the new house, Rogues, things should be much more consistent. I should be showing up like much less tired and everything. Hopefully I'll be able to get like a lot more sleep considering. Yeah, I'm like right here, like not even mentioned like the freaking Voldemort or something. But yeah, it pretty much. I mean, hopefully I'll be able to come in with more energy. I'll be able to hit the gym, properly the way I want to, or whatever. Without having to worry about like being out of it and winded a lot of time. Welcome in, Rocket. So yeah, we're gonna have fun tonight. It's still gonna be a fun stream. Hopefully, it's not gonna be like as dark as the last episode. I'm just hoping we get like some more like stuff like what happened with the old Ice Cold Bobby thing, because that was without a doubt like the one part of the last episode that was the funniest bit. Hence why I named the stream after that, because that part was just hilarious. Just you guys have to go back and watch it. It happened in the spa level. It was hilarious. It was a fun part before like what the really dark part of the episode hit. So anyways, that being said, we're gonna go and do this ad break. Be about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna get the show on the Road Rogues. But before we actually do that as well, one more thing, we're gonna make sure I get like another announcement for this out of the way. Because tomorrow is, I'm really excited for tomorrow. I'll just be really excited. Where is it? Oh. Hang on a second. Let me find it real quick. Yeah, so go to Steam Media. Where I got all my stuff. All right, here. Oh yeah, it's wild, dude. It's great. So anyways, just kind of give you guys like another heads up about things. This is gonna be starting tomorrow. My yearly month of horror throughout October, which I'm gonna try to make a good name for. Mask Alley Massacre. I don't know. I need to think of something official instead of like just going with my monthly my yearly horror marathon throughout October. That doesn't really roll off the tongue that well. I'll think of something catchy to like be Mask Alley or whatever. But nonetheless, this is basically the playlist we're gonna be going with. Don't know exactly what game we'll be starting off with tomorrow. I may start with Amnesia the Bunker, but also, as I just mentioned, Massacre. I may start with Massacre at the Mirage. I probably will do a poll for this tonight. Let you guys decide. Because I'm not gonna be listing everything on, because obviously Left 4 Dead 4, that's gonna be starting this weekend. I'm guessing Elgin Knox is gonna be ready for that this weekend, because that's all playing for this. Me and him are gonna be playing that. So obviously, like every welcome in MG fan. Welcome in Jeremy. But yeah, the whole thing is that pretty much the plan is that pretty much every stream, every multiplayer stream this week, this month is also gonna be horror. I know there's gonna be like some time where I probably won't be able to stream, because again, the move is like right around the corner. It's probably gonna be within like next week or so that I'm gonna be starting on moving. So it's gonna be a short period of time, but I'm hoping to try to get like a good majority of everything out of this house, like hopefully in one day. And once I get moved to the new house, I'm gonna I promise you guys I'm gonna be doing like some streams where I'm gonna be detailing me building my new stream room and everything. But the plan is Amnesia the Bunker, Little Nightmares 3. I've already got my pre-order for that. I just got that the other day. So Little Nightmares 3, which also for those who do pre-order Little Nightmares, you get a copy of the enhanced version of it for free. So that's a thing. Nun Massacre, I need to revisit that one because I never beat it. The Classrooms has new content. Massacre at the Mirage. Excited for this one as well. My first time playing that alongside Amnesia the Bunker. It's my first time playing that one. And Little Nightmares. Left 4 Dead. That's gonna be like a multiplayer thing, just by probably maybe hopefully every weekend. Or maybe if I got time in between doing the other stuff, if Elgin Knox wants to play it on whatever particular day. And I'm hoping we can get like a full group of four for it. I think Amber was interested in it. I know Joe would probably be down for it too. But I'm trying to get this out of the way because I only got 25 more seconds before the ad starts. But yeah, I was alongside Left 4 Dead for multiplayer stuff. Hopefully we'll be doing Climb the Backrooms, Backroom Company, Demonologist, and of course Phasmophobia, depending on what everyone's up for on any particular thing. But yeah, With that being said, ad break is starting now. I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes so we can get this show on the road. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun stream. But anyways, see you in a few minutes. All right, guys. And also one thing I noticed about the desk here or whatever is that I swear the desk looks different. I don't know if it's like some kind of possible seasonal thing since it's October now because it definitely looks more spooky. Or it could be because like, you know, I've been, I don't know, it kind of looks more ominous. You don't even see like the picture of his, his wife here anywhere. I wonder if it actually could be something like based around like, you know, as you find stuff because I know the brass nut. I'm just trying to figure this out. I need to actually look up and see like why it's changed. I know like the brass knuckles and that's definitely the, looks like the list that I don't want to go into that we found in the previous stream. It's kind of weird. Like, I wonder why all this is showing. I wonder if it could be like a thing, like maybe it changes every time like you do a new mission. All right. I also don't want to hear anything from you guys about like me drinking this when I just like lost tooth earlier. It's sugar free, so don't at me. All right. So let's get to work on this. What do I do? Am I or do I already? Cause I think I usually upgrade my stats. See, every time I have to like, you know, remember like what the button for the stats is. They do this to me every time. T. I thought it was T. No, it's C. I need to like just start thinking of it like, you know, C is in cleaner. All right, yeah, so I already like distributed my points or whatever. I definitely need to probably like, I think I did put some more more towards the pressure washer, but let me see. Where's my doggo?
Who's a good boy? Not me, that's for sure.
I like how just basically the dog just agreed. Okay, I mean, hell, it's not just like my daughter I'm trying to take care of. I mean, pet food's expensive. And I make sure my dog's got the finest bed and the finest balls. Shut up. Yeah, two birds, one tragedy. Thanks a lot, friend. Okay, so he's still alive. Yeah, thanks a lot, friend. I love my daughter and all, but I'm not responsible for her questionable life choices. Also, I'm too high profile to end up behind bars for one shotgun-related mistake. I'm glad you helped me out with that. What? Wow. Okay. So, my problem with that, it seems like he's too concerned about, like, his profile, his social standing. It seems like he's not even really giving a crap about what happened. Okay, nah, man, I already knew, like, our boy right here was being Father of the Year in regards to taking care of his daughter, but no, that was kind of douche canoe-y. No, he, yeah, he just, like, steered that douche canoe right on up, right that shithead stream. It really does feel like, he basically, part of me also wonders what it actually was, is that he wanted, like, me to clean this up or whatever. He basically, it seems like, I wonder if it was more along the lines, like, his daughter was with this loser or whatever, and he was worried more about his social standard because that was his kid, like, it's like, oh, ain't you Will's kid or whatever? You're getting into all this or whatever. Basically the whole thing of, like, it reflect back on him. Because it seemed like his tone kind of changed. I'm going to sleep, whatever. No, Now I'm kind of, as bad as it sounds, I'm not kind of hoping I get a job where I got to clean up his, like, I got to, clean him up. Maybe there's, like, more to it, but that kind of came off as, very jackassy. All right, pet him again.
Daddy is a criminal now, but you're still a good boy.
Well, that dog was saying, well... Alright, Anon King. Yeah, you don't gotta know my name, but I know you, Mr. Kowalski. As you know, this world is ruled by hackers and real estate agents. Guess who's the OG among them? Yours truly. Hardly ever screw up, but damn. This time I really dropped the ball. The housing market's going wild. So obviously I had to mess with the price of that dope house I had my eye on. Hacked with smart home system. Freaked out the fam living there. Had them think it's a haunted crib. Never saw the murder-suicide plot twist coming. My bad. Can we just go one job here? Without... last time I think it was like, was that a murder double homicide or... No, it was a suicide, like, in double homicide or whatever, but... Yeah, but the thing is, like, obviously, the last one, wherever the guy didn't, like, do what he did to her or whatever, and then, like, do anything to himself. Like, it was two other guys that took themselves out. I don't know, I still am trying to figure it out. Okay, if, like, her father was alive, then who was the other dude? Whatever, still so confusing. Plot twist coming, my bad. Can you sort out this mess for me? It's a fat award waiting for if you do. Okay. Tyler Novak. Ever since you helped me, it's as if every day brings another miracle. I thought I was already done for, all those debts, no good school or normal work and so on, but things actually do get better. Recently I met this girl, Trisha, and we instantly clicked. She also belongs to the streets, so she gets me. Gets me. She makes great music. I know she'll rock it one day. It's weird, but it kind of makes me think about more about life, or does she? I don't know. Hope to introduce her to you one day. Well, I'm glad things are looking up for him. Like, the thing about it is, normally this would be like one of those things, like, yeah, whoopee, wish I could have that luck. Congratulations, Tyler. But, after what he dealt with in the first thing, this dude, like, dished out vigilante justice, so he's okay in my book. I'm just hoping he actually, it's not going to be one of those things where things are going well for him, and suddenly I might got that, like, clean him up at some point. But, worry about this one. Unpaid treatment costs, Elena Kowalski. Mr. Kowalski, this will be the last time I remind you to cover all the payments that are already overdue. The maximum payment term is 60 days. You are collect $23,000. It's increased by $1,500 a day. We're not stopping Elena's treatment. If you don't pay us by the end of the month, you won't leave us a whole lot of options. Kelly Lee, Diligent Medical Center, Business Office, 5825 Mainland Avenue, New Columbia, California, 990. Well, you need to be diligent in making sure my daughter's taken care of. You come at me with, like, with the, come at me with that sass. Might want to accept the mission. about to go to work or whatever, and I... See, Rogues, now that takes skill. That right there is what you call skill. I don't know what the hell I did that, but I just did, but I did it. Mr. Bucket? All right, now we can go to work. You know... Oh. Oh, Stanley from the Sterling Pair, we're gonna have a bucket. Why can't I? I want a bucket. Hang on. I'm gonna laugh at this. Song's like, you son of a bitch. He's like, you asshole. Yeah, this bucket's going with me. We might need it. And I guess it kind of makes sense because it's got ghosts. Apparently, he hacked the house to make it seem like it's haunted and whatever. It's kind of fitting because it's like, okay, so we're gonna start here on like the spooky stuff.
It'll be a long night.
A long Halloween.
Don't ask me why smart houses began to creep the shit out of me. I saw so many weird things all in one place. No wonder those people went mad. If I didn't know, I would have gone mad too.
Yeah, this dude definitely did some dark web crap for sure. Oh my god. Yep. Rogues, we just so happened to find like a fitting job for the start of October. So timing could be
Scaring one's neighbors to death, the only way to fight these insane housing prices.
Okay, look, you can just go and miss me with that dude. Now, okay, he's trying to mess with me now. Okay, yeah, we got the perfect job here, Rogues. Apparently our pro tag's a vampire. Why is everything upside down? So, you can tell things are haunted. Well, hold on, maybe. Yeah, everything's upside down. How is it the mirror's up? The fuck? Yeah, everything's upside down. Maybe the house is haunted. Okay. Oh, wait. Would you look at that? I got a microfiber mop now. And the scrub daddy. Okay, So I like how like the upgrades actually do make things look different. Okay, you can just take your haunted ass on... Oh my... Okay, look. All right, I had it with this.
Such a little device, so much carnage.
This is gonna be a fun little mission. I can already tell. All right. Probably should... I can't really see. Well, okay, hold on. I didn't break that one now. What the hell?
Won't budge.
Is that a cat or... Okay, is there some lights I can turn on? This is all we got to work with. Alright, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. I can't really see that well. It's a little dark. Should still be able to get things handled. At the very least, we know that I don't have to worry about, like, tracking through anything anymore, so that's always good. We should be able to, like, get on through this job, like... Okay, yeah, It's taking forever for this mop to, like, get dirty. What's my perks again? Like, there's a possibility to clean difficult stains by 20%. 20%. It's probably the stats. That I do. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. Much better. Because I know I had a flashlight, but I forgot all about the lamp. Because remember, I was thinking about the UV lamp. Versus I'm using it when I don't really need it now. Also, unless I forget I had that I could have used. Yeah, this mop is amazing. I didn't have to clean it yet, so. I think it's just the upgrades, so yeah. Alright, how's everything looking down here? Alright, there's ground floor. I get it. So we're not going to be able to, like, go... Alright, yeah, we need to get in there first. It says wipe up blood. It's, like, only 8%. So safe to say there's going to be a lot more we got to do. I think this actually might end up being, like, my favorite mission so far. Like, where's the... Don't you talk to me like that. Bad. Jesus.
Oh, God.
Shut up. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I really am starting to get a feeling that this guy, like, you know, the hacking and stuff may not be what caused the problem. I think this place might have been haunted. Okay, one thing at a time here. We got a lot. We got...
Used for murder or some kind of exorcism? Probably both.
They probably didn't place it, like, far close enough to the ghost when it spawned into the room. They should have had, like, you know, extra range if it was a demon they were dealing with. A little Phasmo humor, rogues. Obviously, it didn't work at all, because it wasn't, like, burned or anything. I'm gonna know, like, a lot more about this soon. I already kind of know, because I've already been packing up some stuff for the move. I mean, I just got, like, some of my comic book like, packed. Fragile. Must be French. Y'all know, you know. There's a little blood on the stairs. I wonder, I'm gonna laugh if I can... Do a flip. Okay. Yeah, just me doing those, like, few upgrades I did was definitely a good idea, because I'm not needing, like, any of the durability. Like, because I had, like, the thing, like, basically pretty much I was using before, where it wouldn't, where I didn't have to clean as often, but already just with the stat increases. So that's basically what I'll probably suggest, guys. They have, like, the thing right here, mobs get stained 20%, 25% slower, and all that, but we get to the microfiber stuff, whatever, this is irrelevant anyway, because you guys have seen, like, it's definitely taken me longer to have to go and, like, you know, go back and rinse everything out. I haven't even done it yet. Before I was having to do it, like, you know, quite a bit. So I'm gonna have to do it in just a second. You see that? Like, you know, it's taking all this time just, like, for the mop to get dirty. I feel like it's kind of like it's a bit of a... They give you that trade-off thing, but really, I mean, I'm doing fine, like, where it is right now. It's doing much better than it was before. So yeah, definitely kind of feel like more of a slow burn thing, like me getting my equipment, like, upgraded to be able to kind of do more with it. But I kind of like where I am now. The fact this jerk is still playing these sounds, but then what if like the plot twist is like, yeah, it's like, ah, you're a funny client. Yeah, those sounds playing. So when I was in there trying to spook me, he's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You were like, isn't that like I heard like all these sounds in there, like chains rattling and all this other stuff. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I like a client with a sense of humor. I was like, well, it's like a client that ain't me because I didn't do it. Then find out like that's what the twist was. The house actually really was haunted and he had nothing to do with it. Like just picture, and then just picture like the ghost, like would say like, "Oh, would you look at that?" Like I didn't have to actually pay to get my mess cleaned up. After all, I mean, I'm dead. I don't have any dead presidents to spare, but I hang out with them. That was fucking horrible. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I'm not ready for that one. Yeah, let's just one step at a time here. I was kind of like just kind of slowly just ease into it. Hell no. Like, what a plot twist to it is like what actually led to like,
Definitely not God's work.
like the guy pretty much like was doing the sounds and and then in the end they did all this, this stuff right, like the crosses and everything, and they actually did summon something. Seriously, it feels like this was inspired by Phasmo. Like, it really does give like Phasmo vibes. But I'm kind of, the thing about it is I was like originally saying I wanted like, definitely continue playing this throughout October because it really gives like, it does kind of have like this like dark humor style. It's the whole thing where it's not really a horror game, but it does like basically show like the horrors of humanity and all that. But this mission's perfect for this. Like, this mission is absolutely perfect, for like, my Spooktober stuff. So I'm actually, I am like already kind of getting into it. I mean, the plan is I still want to try to finish up Chrono Trigger and get some Castlevania in before the month's out. I'm still going to be playing Castlevania, like, after, like, my horror marathon stuff is out of the way anyway. But Castlevania is going to be perfect as well because even though it's not really a horror game, it's very much horror focal. This mission, yeah. Probably definitely my favorite so far. I mean, I love the first one. The first one was hilarious in some ways. Again, like, the whole accidental vigilante justice thing is still, just an awesome plot twist. Kind of like being like this whole thing where, Tyler basically ended up saving these girls indirectly and then, like, life started turning around for him. And so I'm hoping that Tyler is definitely going to, like, do good. Okay, what's in here?
Shit, this job will kill me one day.
So, what is this going on now? Sometimes there are computers at the crime scene that can contain some important information or evidence. In order to search through and delete it, interact with the computer and proceed to the right folder or file. There's notification about restricted access to then a notification about restricted access may appear. To go around the security systems, you can try to hack into it. There are two ways you can choose from: manual hacking and brute force hacking. Once hacking is complete, you can obtain access to protected content, which now you may delete. Once it even actually shows video content of them, you don't really see like anyone else in this game other than him. So my take on it is this: I want to say it might be a cat, like maybe like a cat stepped in the wine or whether they like climbed up there, but that's a big ass cat. Like keeping a tiger here or something.
Sometimes you really don't need much to make people go crazy.
All right, this is a simple room. I was going to get. Well, let's go and do this first. Sleep soundly. Well, they kind of are, I guess. I'm trying to. 478 4769. Shit. So we can't look at it, it seems. Kind of sucks, but... There's not like a function to delete all of it. So it would have been cool to actually see, like, what was going on. Like, see them, like, you know...
These antipsychotics didn't work at all.
All right. Name, Melanie Mitchell. Address, 407 Pearl Street. Age, 43. Sex, female. Date, 3/6/23. RX. Cyprexa, 150 milligrams, 30 tabs. Physician, Seg, James Cordova. Probably also doesn't help that, like, what she seemed like she was chasing it with either. Of course, then again, like, this guy seemed like he pretty much, you know, drove him to... All right, so they did have a cat here. A big-ass cat.
I'm not a garbage man. I'm a trash collector.
I do want to see, like, how I can unlock the skins. I really want that fisherman special, but again, for them, I just want the money. I mean, I want the boxing gloves just to see, like, how that works. Okay, this room looks pretty much clean. Okay, I'm going to close that off. Now I might have to come back to it. Okay, let's do something about the bodies first. Or this one at least.
Blown right open. Must have been a heavy caliber. Painted the walls red.
Okay, at least we got, like, a place up here that I can, one down. All right, clean this. All right, get this thing cleaned up. Is it on the side over here? Oh.
Both barrels empty.
Ah. And it... I remember, like, in the guy from the last shot was talking about, like, a shotgun thing, and then lo and behold. I'll take that. And that. See, I get this. Okay, this is definitely working for the rugs a whole lot better than it was before. Shit. All right. Mama's losing it. What I see is a small malfunction or some kind of glitch. For her, it's hard evidence of it being cursed or even possessed. Her meds either don't work or she's even taking them. I don't know where to get help. We're doing. May God have mercy on this family.
No, God didn't help them. It's not really his thing.
Historically accurate. Okay, yeah, we'll wait until we get like the guess we gotta clean. All right, we gotta clean that. That's counts as trash. Okay. Finish this rug up. All right, and okay, that takes care of the. Not quite. There we go. Okay, there we go. I can get the rest of it. Okay, so I'm guessing, yeah, get over here, cleaned up around the computer, then we can put it over there. Oof, yeah, there's a lot there still. Okay, well, the room's looking a whole lot better, all things considered. It's probably like a... What? There's a little bit of a... Right there. That should do it. What the fudge? Are you trying to say it's because I got, like, this right here? What difference is that going to make? Unless I got to rotate it. I had to be very specific about that. I'm watching you. Yeah, good for you. Here, I'll drink to that. Probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, at least it just... Or cheers, whatever.
Need to empty the trash can first.
Alright, is there anything else in here? Alright. Looks like we're about done with this. Except for that. And let's see about what I can do with the pressure washer. Now watch, I'm telling y'all, like, at some point this thing's gotta turn yellow. It's done it before. That's the only thing is, like I said, I wish there was a way to kind of, like, you know, change the setting where you can just, like, stand in place, just do back, like the way I would do in Power Wash Sim, where I just have, like, the character, like, I have him, like, stay in place and then just, like, move his arms.
Cleaner's job is not making mess.
What's in the way?
It's splattered in all directions.
Listen, they already made a mess before we did. Which, as I said before, because they have, like, the demo app for Power Wash Simulator 2 now. but I'm kind of like wanting to wait on playing it. I mean, I may try it out offline, but the general consensus is that like the general idea is that once the full game releases, me and my friends gotta be like try to do as much multiplayer in that as possible. I really am hoping that story mode's gonna be 4-player instead of just 2. But there is like another cleaning style game that was recently released that's right up my alley. So there was an announcement for like a kaiju cleanup thing, and anyone who knows like how much I love Godzilla, obviously by the little shelf back there, it makes you think a lot of Kaiju number 8 because like it's one of my favorite anime, and one of the like like one of the teams in Kaiju number 8, one like the jobs like some of the people who basically handle the kaiju stuff. There's like the ones that fight the kaiju, and then there's like those who pretty much clean up the mess afterwards. And it definitely kind of gives like vibes like you're like part of the cleanup crew from Kaiju number 8. Basically, you're going to like the corpse and everything, and you're pretty much having like, I think the way they explain is that you're pretty much you're cleaning up the kaiju skeleton. I guess I don't know if you're just cleaning it up or like cleaning up like the blood or everything. I think you are, but it's pretty much you're taking its flesh and its organs and everything and harvesting them in the cubes. And it's not really explained like what the cube is going to be used for. It's kind of like really hard to explain everything that I saw of it or whatever. I'm really excited for it. It's going to definitely be one I'm going to be jumping into. But it's mainly just kind of like seems like the whole general idea is that, you're working for like some kind of clandestine or some kind of company, and you're doing like these little, I don't know if it's really clandestine operations, but you're, I guess you're probably like, cleaning up like the blood and the mess, but you're also pretty much harvesting the kaiju. And I'm just hoping there's actually going to be like a proper Godzilla reference to it. Because even Kaiju number 8 had a kaiju in it. It looked very much like Godzilla. Obviously, they couldn't use Godzilla, but I want to say I think it had like the dorsal fins and everything. But for those who haven't seen Kaiju number 8 or haven't watched it, I haven't read the manga, but obviously for those who prefer the manga, format, definitely it's an awesome series. Because it kind of makes me think of like a lot of Monster Hunter as well, in the sense that like they actually make like armor and weapons out of the kaiju. So far, that's like the one pop, which actually just to show you guys real quick, once I get this cleaned up. Yeah. Yeah, I got my little anime shelf right there or whatever. So yeah, I've only got like one from the series. I'm probably gonna get more, but yeah, but I've actually got it's like probably the only one I really was interested in, but I'm definitely gonna get the others. I can't remember his name, but they got like those back there. But it's the one dude with the knives. I keep forgetting his name, but he's probably like my other favorite character alongside Kafka. Like there's so many like it's basically one of those games like one of those series like kind of like One Punch Man, where obviously you got like the main pro tag, but they put like a lot of emphasis on the other characters, like their side characters. They show their importance. Like you got like the overpowered pro tag that they use like sparingly as far as like his main form, kind of like how it is with the actual Godzilla movies. Like Godzilla usually doesn't show like there's a lot of like Godzilla movies where Godzilla doesn't really show up until like the end for like the big fight. But other times he's just usually hang out in the ocean, unless it's like one of the movies where he is like actively destroying Tokyo like pretty much from the start. Kind of similar thing with Kaiju number 8, where Kafka, the whole thing with him being able to turn into in that form, they use it sparingly and they focus a lot on the other characters. And it's kind of like how it is One Punch Man with Saitama. Yeah, Saitama is pretty much undefeatable. He's invincible, nothing can hurt him. It's like the satire thing where Saitama literally is just extremely overpowered. So it's like, okay, why would you want to watch like anime about a guy who can't lose? But then you have like, you realize it's not just about him. There's these other characters who can lose, and they put like plot armor there to where like it's things such as like Saitama, even like with how powerful he is, how fast he is, somehow he like ends up being like late to show up, to the scene, and like the other heroes are getting their asses kicked. So if you kind of like go into One Punch Man, like, without really like taking it seriously, because it's not supposed to be taken seriously, because it basically just parodies a lot of anime and all that, parodies a lot of stuff. It's One Punch Man's a great series as well. But it just kind of like this whole concept of like you have like the very extremely overpowered like main pro tag, but then you have like the other characters who are nowhere near as strong as him, but they still get their time in the spotlight. Compared to how it's like with Dragon Ball or like anime like that, like shows like Dragon Ball and Naruto or whatever. Like yeah, you got the main pro tag, but you also got characters who do kind of catch up with him. He's still gonna be stronger than them, but you have characters who catch up with him. But with One Punch Man, it's made pretty obvious that no one is anywhere near Saitama's level. And Kaiju number 8, obviously, like you got like guys pretty much the main character, and the other ones who probably like some who are shown that they can probably be stronger than him, but at the end of the day, he's still gonna be the main pro tag. So they make sure to use him sparingly. And that's what I always love about like anime, when or like any kind of medium where like you got the main character who's like extremely strong, but they do make sure the other characters have their time in the spotlight. That's one of my gripes with Dragon Ball. Like, I love Goku. I'm more of a Team Vegeta guy myself, but my favorite, obviously, like my favorite transformation and favorite, throughout the entire series was, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. A lot of people say Super Saiyan 3 was like, one of the best screams, but one of the best power ups. But Gohan, it was just like he did the transformation, and there was just that calm rage where he was just staring Cell down, basically like kind of just looking at him, it's like saying, you brought this on yourself. Basically it was just that side, like just that little serene, calm rage. Basically just translate immediately like fuck around and you're about to you fucked around, now we're gonna get to the finding out. But then like next thing you know, like Gohan gets that, and then eventually it goes back to Goku. All right, so I think this room's about good to go. Looks clean. I missed a little spot right here. And the bigger spot now. Great. And Alteria coming in with a 13-person raid. Appreciate you. Awesomeness. All right, the Sprite Squad coming in hot. Yeah, welcome in, guys. Hope you're doing all right tonight. Yeah, we're currently doing, I was about to say Kaiju number 8 for some reason. I was just talking about it. Yeah, we're currently, doing a very October-appropriate mission for Crime Scene Cleaner, where we're raiding raiding. I'll get it right eventually. We're currently playing Crime Scene Cleaner, and we're currently, cleaning a house that was... All signs I pointed it was haunted, but it actually was a guy, basically using, technology, to make the smart house look, look haunted. But anyways, welcome in, guys. Hope you're all doing okay tonight. It's great to see you. All right, so yeah. Yeah. It's also... Appreciate the follow, Drolish. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it also kind of goes hand in hand with the fact I did a 5-hour Welcome in Hawaiian Fruit Punch. It also goes hand in hand with last night I did a 5-hour Bloodborne stream. Did a few hours of Chrono Trigger this afternoon without sleeping. In between that and the Bloodborne stream. The stress from going to show you guys. The stress from having one of my teeth to get knocked out this morning. Don't ask. I don't know how I can see that, but and then getting a few hours of rest and coming in with this. But yeah, it's been a bit of a day. Well, honestly, it doesn't even hurt, Drolish. I'll go and say it was a tooth that already had a bit of a a hole in the front of it. And it was a tooth. It was a tooth that already had a bit of a hole in the front of it. And I was just eating an M&M brownie earlier. And as I was already explaining the story to others, I was eating a brownie earlier, and I was crunching on it. Thought it was the M&M. Didn't even realize my tooth broke. So I'm right there crunching on my tooth, not realizing it was the M&M. So it was. I'm joking about it. It sucks, but it's not really much I can do about it. I mean, I'm hoping to be able to get to the dentist and get it taken care of. But yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful at least it isn't really that noticeable. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, now that I pointed it out, y'all probably can definitely it's okay. He's missing a tooth, but. Oh, right. Yeah. So far it's been my favorite job, and after the previous job, whatever, I'm glad it's something I wouldn't really say it's lighthearted, but it kind of gives definitely gives horror vibes. It makes me think of Phasmophobia. Normally Phasmophobia, you see everyone's vacated, but what if it was actually darker? I mean, even down to the cross right here on the floor. All right. There's that. Okay, that room looks clean. Is this the one I've been avoiding? Yep, there it is. Front center. Right there. Right on in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our dude on out of here. Oh, come on.
Blunt force trauma. Hit in the head many, many times.
Hit in the head. I completely understand, Drolish. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. You know, and if you come, like, anytime you come in, if you just want to lurk, that's completely okay as well. But yeah, I definitely understand, like, you know, needing to get sleep and everything, so definitely get on that. You know, and I'll catch you later, all right? Sleep well. All right, later. All right, so let's go ahead and get to work on this. This might be like one of the last things we got to clean here. I said this job went a little bit quicker because I got my microfiber upgrades. Oh my god, looks worse with the light. Okay, I like how there's just this one corner right here, like everything. Well, okay, yeah, completely understandable, guys. Because if you got like, you know, raid and run, completely understandable. Plus, it is like around 11 p.m. here. Of course, like obviously my neighbors outside because I'm hearing them out there, you know, being loud or whatever. They apparently don't rationalize that. But again, thankfully I'll be moving in a few days. Won't have to worry about it anymore. All right, sleep well. Okay, clean this up. This is probably gonna be the only job I'll do tonight, Rogues. I was like hoping maybe do like a second one possibly, but again, with like, you know, with the unpredictability of my neighbors over there being a bit loud here, I know y'all can't hear them, but it's still a distraction for me. Like I said, I can't wait until I do get moved soon, so won't have to worry about this ever again. I try not to bring them up too much anymore. Try to focus on the content, but you know, I'm over here like, you know, continuing looking over like that because I'm hearing them or whatever. You know, obviously, kind of like wanted to address it, let you guys know exactly what's going on. The reason why I'm kind of like, you know, look like I'm getting distracted. Why am I using the scrub today? You know, I can just use the mop. See, that shows how much I'm getting distracted. I'm not even really paying attention to like what, you know, I'm using here. Let me go and get the trash up first. Listen, I'm hoping that when I get moved, you know, it won't take me long to actually get everything set up to some extent.
You as my piece of trash. Can't pick up anything with a full bag.
Like, the main thing I'm just kind of thinking about is that, as soon as, like, you know, I get moved or whatever, I'm going to try to get, like, my computer set up so I can at least, you know, destroy world by vacuum. Like, I'm hoping that as soon as I get moved to where I can go and, like, at least get the computer set up. And, like, it won't take long to get, like, the internet back on, like, get the internet on. Yeah, this ain't gonna take too long. All right, let me turn this around because I don't think it's gonna really be that dirty over here. Yeah, it looks fine. All right, it's mainly just we just got to place stuff. It's literally almost midnight. They're out there being loud. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah. Popa does. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, sleep well. All right. Sorry I had to step away, guys. For things I was kind of mentioning, or whatever, they got a little bit loud out, like more loud outside. I'll be so glad when I move, so I don't have to deal with this anymore. Again, 1:50 at night, they're out there, apparently acting like they ain't got no sense. And I hate that, like, I'm having to like bring it up on stream, especially when you guys just came in during a raid. No, it's not okay, Amber, because it's not fair to them. They came in, during this raid and everything just got soured like this. It's stupid. And I noticed it seemed like I think like next door they turn the lights out over there. That's what they'll do also. Though people come over here late at night, then they'll turn the lights out so people can't see what they're doing and all that. And because police have had to be called on them before because like of everything like them out there making noise. Like literally the reason I had to go on the break or whatever is because or do that. I'm gonna have to do another one in about 6 minutes because it's gonna be like an actual ad break. Literally, like I had to step away because I heard like some loud like thudding outside. They're out there running like running down the street like one at like almost midnight. I mean, there's people like, and the main thing about it is not just like fact that it's frustrating me, but there's people over here that they're sleep and go to work in the morning, and it makes no sense. But either way, we're gonna go and get on back to this, guys. I'm going to like try to wrap this job. I do apologize for that so much. Like I said, I try not to bring it up on stream, but kind of hard, like when it's right there, you're having to address it and let people know what's going on. Now I don't even know is my headset on? It's not even on. Sorry. There we go. I mean, like I know you guys can't hear it, and that's one thing at least I'm happy about. Like y'all don't have to worry about hearing it, but it's still like right there where I can easily hear it, and it's distracting. And I really think they do it on purpose. Like they know that I stream, because like there are several over there do know that I live stream. I mean, I think they do this on purpose. Also, I really feel like the reason they've been making a lot of the noise is because they wanted to try to like that. This is like their goal for it. This is their goal in the end. Like pretty much, and I've been dealing with this since like last winter. Even a little bit before that. I really think like what the goal is that like, because the thing is the house next door, I think it's like it's a 2-bedroom house, just like this one. And I know like there's basically one guy and his son living over there. The guy's sister, I think, her partner, and she's got like 3 kids. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 7 people in a 2-bedroom house. And I really think what's going on is they've been making all this noise to try to run me off. So this has to be vacated so they could get it. But I've heard like there's been like ramblings all around town where I'm not one that like keeps up with town gossip because I'm someone who tries to go by both sides of a story on things. But there's like apparently like been a lot of gossip around or whatever that the guy's sister can't even like keep a place of her own and everything. So she's been over there like and the thing is, it frustrates me. And sorry, I'm just kind of ranting here, guys. But I guess like these streams normally are the ones where I can just talk to you guys about whatever anyway. So we'll just do that here and just get this out of the way. What frustrates me about her, the guy's sister, is that. So, to give an idea, and this is no exaggeration for those who ain't heard, like, me talk about this before, this house is, like, the house next door is literally only 15 feet away from this, like, about 15 feet. One driveway in between. So, when a car pulls up out there, that car is, like, right outside the streaming window. So, if they honk a horn, I'm always concerned it's going to, like, and which happens a lot, like, it's basically, like, right out there. My bedroom, you see, like, where my shelf is? Like, where see that door? My bedroom's right over there, and my head of my bed is right here pretty much around like the same spot of like as far as like this particular quadrant of the house or whatever, basically as far as like horizontal space, bedroom is like it's basically right over like right there, or like my bed is right there. So when they honk horns or whatever, it's right there where I'm hearing it, basically like louder than an alarm clock. I had to deal with this like since last winter, months and months, and it frustrates me like with the guy's sister, because when I say like the house is 15 feet away, when like they pull up in the car is right there at the porch, and she'll honk a horn to get someone to come outside instead of texting or just going up those like 2 or 3, like 3 or 4 stairs that are right there on that porch, for like 4 or 5 stairs, going up like those stairs and go knocking or whatever, open the door, telling them to come out. No, she has to like honk the horn every time just to get them to come out. And there's been multiple like noise complaints and everything against them, whatever. And it's like they don't care. I really think what it is, like, they know I'm, like, about to leave so they can just do whatever, and there's not going to be, like, really anything can be done about it. It's like, because I'm leaving so they can just carry on. But there's going to be another tenant that's going to move in here. And I really, as petty as it sounds, I really am hoping that their plan was, like, to force people here to leave so they could get the house. I really do hope they don't get the house. I hope that what happens is they try to go to the landlord about it, and he already knows how noisy they've been, because he knows and he refused to, rent it out to them because they've been this problematic or whatever. Because the guy, the landlord, really nice guy. He's wanting like basically he's been trying to keep this street, quiet, and like quiet and peaceful. And they moved in, and since then it's just like it's another like street, my the city that I actually used to live on, where reason I moved from there is because like a shooting happened like 3 doors down, like from where I lived. Like the entire like street was locked down, like it was made into a crime scene overnight. Private investigator vehicle right behind my house and everything, because like one of the others that was with the guy that got shot, like escaped to a wooded area and everything. It was pretty like you know spook like scary. Well, I don't really, it didn't really scare me, but it was still like a pretty bad situation. So I ended up moving here thanks to the landlord. Everything was peaceful for a while. They moved over next door, and since then it's been like slowly. It feels like they've been slowly making this street into the street, similar to like where it was I moved away from. And I just feel like there's no sense whatsoever in being so noisy, when and everything. Because the small town like this, people are gonna talk. So why would you want to give yourself that kind of reputation to someone like who's a nuisance? Adam, my mom is scaring the shit out of me, dude. Paul, what? Why? Adam, I wake up and she's standing over my bed praying. Paul, didn't know she was so religious. And she wasn't, but now she thinks the devil lives in our house. I'm packing my things and moving out of this place. Paul, goddamn. And the goddamn right there at the end.
Religious fanatics.
Yeah.
Sometimes your mom is one of them.
All right. So, anyways, ad break in 20 seconds, guys. Sorry about raining like that, but we're gonna go and get the rest of this out of the way. And I really am gonna be excited for when I move, and y'all don't have to worry about hearing me like talk about this anymore. Try to abstain from it, but when I'm having to step away and it's affecting the content you guys are trying to watch, that's where I got a problem with. But anyways, ad break starting now. See you guys in 3 minutes. that's gonna be the last ad break for the night because we're almost done with this job anyway. I'm hoping they're not gonna like we'll just be able to do this without anything else being distracting. And again, I really do apologize for. Like I said, I've tried to abstain from talking about this, talking about the whole situation anymore, but it's just been very nerve wracking. I try not to show like my emotions like that too much on stream. Try to make this more of a positive place and everything, but while at the same time, making it very apparent I'm not gonna be like one of those toxic positivity types that pretty much acts like nothing bothers them at all, and it's like positive vibes only. You know, basically if you're not like positive, then you're immediately banned from the stream or crap like that. So that is here. It's basically I'm someone who acknowledges that negative emotions are a part of being a human being and everything. So you can't avoid and just pretending you don't have negative emotions or whatever. Like that toxic positivity in itself is negative. But the thing is that I just don't like raining on stream because this is like me on the clock and everything. But and Jeremy's right there said, I want to be realistic and everything with you guys. I know there are those who will basically be like, oh well, I don't want to hang out by the stream because this on this stream where because this guy's like nothing but negative or whatever. But again, it's content. Like basically, when things like that are happening, it's affecting my content. And I really do feel like a lot of it is they do it intentionally. For all I know, it could be that they know I live stream. I might not, and even though I'm not like a by any means whatsoever like successful per se, it could be that they know I'm partnered or whatever. Because I think I think I actually did bring it up to someone over, like one of the people over there I did get along with originally. I think I brought it up to him. It could be like they're jealous because I got the partnership and all that, but which I don't think like there's really any reason for anyone to be jealous of me. But it's just my take on it is that, yeah, it's just childish, the way they're acting. But you can bet if the shoe was on the other foot and someone else was out there making noise when they're trying to sleep and like go to work in the morning or whatever, oh, they wouldn't want that, that suddenly be a problem. It's okay, for them to do it. And the thing is, like, that's one reason I try to like, do these streams at night and everything. I feel like that's gonna be when they're less active over there, and it doesn't help. Like, I try to do like streams in the morning because that's like the issue I've had. The ones like always honking the horn. Try to stream in the morning. She'll be over there like honking the horn like at 8 a.m. Try to stream at night. Like literally, I think like last night she was out there like blowing the horn at like around 10:30. I mean, there's literally like just no point to any of it. Okay, so we do still have like a lot we gotta do down here. I did get a key. Well, it looks like we're not quite done after all, rogues. Oh my god. Where's Bomb Droid? There's several. Oh. Okay, so we good up here. Alright, so the other bit of evidence is going to be down here, methinks. Yeah. Well, no, okay, there's two different things. Alright, so there's the evidence up here we got to find. Let's put it mildly. I'm glad I take that skull. And that. And this. Darn it. Yeah, all these boxes ain't helping either. Okay, yeah, I got like one more piece of evidence I gotta find. I also gotta pick this up. Yeah, I'm I was like seeing like any. When is, I mean, obviously it will show like where the evidence is or whatever, but I can't open that. All right, trying to think here. Where's this last? Could it be over here? Nothing there. You gotta keep them decorated. All right, that looks. Yeah, I figured that was worth a few bucks. I'm worried it's gonna be like a. Hold up. Yeah, the furnace rate makes for some reason makes me think of like the one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy.
Damn. There it is. All right, now we got like 3 more. First, let's go and get the body out of the way.
That haunted robot vacuum won't stop until I beat the shit out of it. After she killed her family, she finally stabbed herself in the heart. That's where maternal love comes from.
But I can't blame her. Like, you know, I just hate the fact like the client I'm doing this for, where yeah, he was definitely a piece of shit. But he also seems like, you know, he like, you know, he said he didn't plan for this to happen. He was just trying to run him out, but still. It's like the thing about it is like, you know, the guy's like obviously gotta remember he was a criminal and everything.
You either die cleaning or live long enough to be cleaned.
Did you just quote the dark? Okay, he just quoted Harvey Dent. He just quoted the Dark Knight. But no, it's just like the guy like in question obviously is a complete jackass or whatever for like one. Oh my god, not the cat videos. Oh my gosh, she was literally a crazy cat late. Oh my, yeah. Amber, why would this be your room? Why would this be your room? What the hell? God damn. I like cats myself, but Jesus, oh my god. Okay, oh, all right, yeah, okay, let's just go on back in here and get to work. What in the hell? And I was making joke. I think I was making jokes before. I can't remember if I actually said it earlier where, but like about like what if like all this just like was started by a freaking cat? Like literally like the whole thing of it being haunted was just like a cat like going around just knocking stuff over when she wasn't looking, or basically just picture that's what actually caused the family's down, caused her to lose it. The guy was like doing all this stuff in here, but then afterwards like the cat was like knocking stuff over in the background, and she thought like it was like a poltergeist or something or a devil, and it was just like the cat knocking stuff over. Like the cat, like the guy was obviously doing like the spooky sounds, and the cat was knocking stuff over, and that's what caused all this.
comes before fixing.
I'm telling you, I think this place actually might be haunted now. You gonna move it now?
First things first, gotta scrub, scrub, scrub.
Okay, yeah, it's like, alright, there's the knot right here. There we go, now I can move it. I do some of these cushions now. Okay, hold on a second. Let's just process this. That thing was dirty. I know I saw blood on that thing. And then let me put it on. I know I saw blood on that cushion. Watch this. Okay. I want to. There we go. Let's go and get these. Want to get unnecessary surprises. Okay, there's the other cushion. Oh, that, okay, hold on. So that goes on another chair then. Or is this the cushion? There it is. All right. Okay, that's done. So I'm just trying to get like all the furniture organized first before we do anything else. To get it out of the way, and then I don't have to worry about like that moving forward. You know, blocking anything. I'm just gonna like pile all this stuff over here where it's clean, so I ain't gotta worry about getting in the way. You can take your ass on. Infernal thing. Wait, was that the? I guess it was the Pumbaa. I thought it was like it was taller, or it was like, you know, more thick. Jesus, we got a ways to go here, but thankfully. I'm telling y'all, it was a cat that caused a lot of this. All right, there's this. We gotta clamp around here. We're just going to have that at the ready. All right, let me see. So, that. They're right there for right now. Don't. And there was like so many comedies that have done exactly that. You know, like where like it rocks around like that, and then afterwards, like, you know, falls like eventually. All right, let me go and like start cleaning out the trash, get all these, because otherwise this is gonna keep throwing me off.
Time for a bag swap.
Or just do it like right over here and. Okay, yeah, that's probably like the best way to do it. Like just like. Well, there's more evidence, so there probably is more speakers.
Can't pick up anything with a full bag.
Because like a lot of this trash is just throwing me off as well on stuff. I get it out of the way, then, you know, I can kind of like have... That's like what a lot is collect. See, you know, it looks like even cleaner, like without all the trash all over the place. I like how like the room, like the Pumbaa just keeps on like reacting every time. Like I throw the thing over there and it just like pops up off the ground. Yeah, she's gonna be paranoid. See, Amber, now look what you did, made me do. One of these is gonna have a... See, Amber says that. I bet you it's gonna be like one of these... Right here.
The devil's work.
Now I got more of a mess to clean up. Just no big deal. Okay, I'm just gonna like go and put these over here like this. I can just throw them over.
Everything started when Adam got back home from his studies. The first thing I noticed was the sudden temperature changes.
Yeah, she's a ghost hunter. She knows that phasma. She
So cold in here that you could see your breath, or so hot that it felt like a fever. Then things started moving on their own at night. At that point, I was sure Adam was possessed. I had to save my little boy. Save his soul from the evil spirit within him.
Fear and delusions led her to murder.
I don't know. I mean, if she was dealing like freezing temperatures or whatever, it could have been like, I can't remember. Like I can't remember if it's the Hantu that it's freezing temps. Well, I also know like, you know, of course, like, you know, basically the one is like it's more powerful in cold environments, I think. But also we know like, of course, that like cold temperatures also like signs of a demon, or in this case, like, you know, something worse than a demon. A cat. I mean, because let's be real here. You know, a demon, there's ways you can like thwart a demon. If a cat wants to knock that shit off the table, it's going to knock that off the table. And God forbid, you know, if you're dealing with a Tux cat. I can't remember like which one's basically the menace. I know like, you know, Tux cats can be. But God forbid if you got yourself an orange cat, like an orange cat or whatever. You got yourself like a... But I swear, I think there's like just like a little hidden thing going on here. That what it is that like, you know, this guy like had all these speakers all over the place or whatever, and it was like driving the lady, you know, the sounds were making her crazy. But then like the cats are over here just like knocking stuff over, and it got her even more paranoid. Like the plot point I really think it could be that the cat actually is what like, you know, threw her over the edge. Because she heard like, you know, stuff like getting knocked around at night, and it was literally just her cat was like, you know, just knocking stuff off the counter. I say that, I'm over here knocking stuff over. God damn it. Because think about it. Like, look at this. Like, things are all over the place. Like, toilet paper on the floor. Soap in the floor. Yeah, this cat, this guy or whatever may have, like, you know, set things in motion. I'm telling y'all, the main culprit here is the cat. This gets me every time. Yes, that's what that was or whatever. Like, I like how, like, it keeps jumping off the ground. Like, it's just more like, you know, Super Mario Bros. 3 is like a Karibu shoe or whatever, just like pop, like jumping up. It's like everything set back in place, and we're. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get, just be like one cushion, or just this. Okay, I think that all that's in order now. Let's go ahead and get like, in fact, she took her rings off too. Okay, yeah, that got a little dark right there. I like how like my sponge like extinguished that. It seemed like we just got, alright, just gotta do some mopping. Hold on.
I can't put it back like that. First things first, gotta scrub, scrub, scrub.
Perfect-ish. Well, yeah, we got.
The doors were locked, so she must have trashed the place herself.
No, the cat did it. He's like covered together in the blood. Was she drinking glue? Not that. Because I noticed it's all like one. Oh yeah, she did. All right, yeah, she had a black cat. Beautiful cat though. All right. Okay. Is anything else need to be? There's one chair missing. I think. Yeah, there's a chair missing. Oh, there it is. All right. Here's a set. All right. Let's see. It still says we got like some more furniture we got to move. We'll get to that. They seem like, at least for the moment, things are like quieter back outside, so that's good. I just hope they ain't got to start back up before I finish the stream. I know I definitely want to probably get that. I think it's like, what was it called? The ozonizer? Whatever it was. Ozonator. Yeah, I definitely want to get one of those. It weakens nearby stains in time, making them easier to clean. That'd be nice. I can basically just put that somewhere else in the house where it let it do its thing. I guess like they call it ozonizer. I'm guessing what it more like, what it more likely definitely is just like probably like a humidifier. So it makes sense, obviously, if like it makes the room more M-word. Y'all know I don't like that word.
keep it that way.
Okay, he's becoming self-aware. Damn it. The room's looking a whole lot better now. Okay, alright, gotta empty this out. Okay, we're pretty much close to wrapping this one up, Rogues. And like I said, just wish that everything could have been like a lot, more, how can I say it? Less frustrating, I guess. No, I'm just basically not even point like really caring, like try to come up with any kind of fancy word for it. But I still had fun with tonight's stream, all things considered. It was awesome talking to you guys, having y'all come in and hang out and everything. I just can't wait for like better days ahead where it won't be an issue anymore, and I won't deal with that anymore. I'm kind of hearing them out there, like, saying they're trying to, get a little rowdy again. And again, it's like it's almost 12:30 now, so. Yeah, it was. It definitely fit, start of October, so. Definitely fit spooky season. But tomorrow's like where it's really going to begin. May just be more for. Okay, it's on the ceiling too. Can't reach it, so. Did I bring the the water back out of the? I did not. Oh yeah, I did. Where's it at? Oh, right here. I literally walked right by it. It looks good. Shit, that doesn't. Jesus. Oh my god. Everything's going wrong. Yeah, totally were made. The Holy Bible. I don't know, I was about to do a like Holy Diver reference right there, but. Holy Bible, you're on the table during the killing spree. Oh, what's happened to this family? I don't know. I'd like to just don't at me, Rogues. Okay, I've had a bit of a day. don't at me. If it's a singing or a horrible joke, y'all can just shut on up. All right, don't even say a word. Don't talk to me. Well, talk to me, but or talk to me about that. All right, I know that was horrible. You can just deal with it. So there were more paw prints. All right, yeah, the blood's up. Okay.
I've got a hunch on who the family favorite was.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, now that door opens. Okay, just get rid of the trash. What was there? I wonder if I gotta throw this away now. Up. And we are, I think we are done. Make sure. Wait, there's some trash up here I need to get rid of. Oh, there it is. Okay. There might be a goodie in here. Well. The sounds make this perfect. Yeah, the sounds made that even more hilarious, like straight up. Okay, we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get this on out of here, and we can wrap up this case. I'll figure out how to get back downstairs. All right, and done. This is most trash we definitely picked up in one go. All right. Oh, wrong thing. All right, we are done. Definitely probably was like one of my favorite cases so far. See if I got 100% on. I'm hoping I did. All right, 100. 100. Nice. All the evidence. And honestly, if it went for like, you know what I mean, like dealing with like them outside rogues, I'd probably go ahead and do another case maybe, but we're gonna stop it right there. Well, not quite where I am gonna at least go in and get some more upgrades and everything. Here we got all because I was curious about the secrets. They say secrets and everything. It may be something we have to, like, you know, we can go back through and do later. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, it would be nice to, like, it seems like this is actually just kind of okay where it is right now. Increase the speed of using mobs and sponge by 10%. That'd be nice to have. I might go ahead and go with that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna put 2 towards that. I don't really care about like that resistance. Like 2 sponges at the same time is gonna be. Just picture you actually can like now no longer leaving bloodstains would be great. And realistically, I could actually go ahead and get that because it would be like exactly 4 points. You can carry an additional sponge, you can carry additional mob. Be nice to have that, but we need to kind of like, you know, mix things up a little bit here. Like I said, I want to maybe go ahead and get that ozonator. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. This would be nice to have too. So, all right. So only thing I'm not gonna be able to get both of them, but I can go ahead and like maybe start getting on the way towards it. I'm not really too concerned about the detergent stuff right now. The bucket capacity will be great, but let me see. That'd be nice to have too, but I really probably could like start working on the pressure washer. That'd be a nice one to have as well. But I also feel like it'd be nice to prioritize. I mean, I don't really care about the flashlight thing as long as we got the lamp. I can just carry that around anyway. Trying to think here. That'd be nice to have, but I can't like really get it just yet. So we're gonna focus on the. Things are weakened 20% faster over time. I could do that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start working towards the treasure thing right there. Because more money means like more upgrades. So we'll go ahead and do plus and work towards you can use clearances without limits. That'd be game breaking. Also highlight piece of missing furniture. But we're gonna go ahead and work towards trying to get like the valuables, I think. We'll do the cooldown time apply. And that means like next time I can go ahead and like put like I have like I already got 1 point towards it. I'll just have to like put another one towards it like next time. All right, rogues. So anyways, with that said, well, you know, hold on, screw it. Never mind. Well, it's just gonna be like one point. See like what else I can go ahead and put something into. We'll carry it because that thing eventually like getting where we can like you know no longer leave bloodstains, so we can have that probably at the next job. I'll go ahead and do this. Mob is the main one we use. That means we can basically have 2 mops or whatever. So that means like probably like less time having to go back between. But obviously if I have like the thing like right there near me, like if I have like the warrior near me, not like it really matters. I still wish I could like figure out how to get these skins and like look into that. All right, but anyways, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and it says go to bed. I'm gonna at least check the computer real quick see if there's anything else. Of course, pet the doggo. He's really staring at that corner. It's kind of concerning.
Who's a good boy? Who's not working for a mob?
And the fact the little head nod as well. I say there's anything on the computer, and then you didn't let me down, that's for sure. The invasion act of all the folks in the house is one heck of a way to drive down its price. Not exactly what I had in mind initially, but hey, did the trick. Thanks. Well, I don't think you probably want the people to be in there, you know, when people like want to move in. Technically, if people were just randomly in there, it's probably gonna make people not want to move in and think the house is haunted. Alright, so anyways, rogues, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and like probably should go ahead and actually, you know, just at least like, you know, get to the next morning. I don't know if there's gonna be like a little story thing here or what, but oh, and Mateo's Pizza. Yeah, we got like a card for them before.
Gentlemen, Big Jim. We've let him do whatever he wants for far too long.
Oh boy, y'all insulting the gym.
Yeah, it's time we teach this motherfucker who real.
Did someone call for Big Jim?
That's not tomato pasta or tomato sauce.
Who's laughing now?
Okay, so it was Big Jim is I'm trying to figure out because that was like the Big Jim that hired me before. I thought hired me before. We heard like that voice. Or is that one of his? Or is that one of his family?
Please, I swear, I won't tell her.
Oh shit!
Too much talking.
That's gonna be interesting to see where this one goes. And he said he was gonna get the pizza. No. Oh. That can wait. I'm eating my pizza. No, pizza does not wait.
This is Jim.
Okay, that's Jim right there.
That Mike's was good, but we've got bigger fish to fry tonight. I have to take care of some backstabbing fuckers scheming against me at Mateo's Pizza. What can I say? There will be blood, so prepare some body bags, Kowalski. A whole lot of them.
So now I'm eating their last pizza?
You already ate their last pizza. Some sourdough. That's what you call skill. Alright, well. I like how he had like one slice and he didn't finish like the rest of it. Or at least gonna seal the job, like read the stuff right here. Well, no, I can say that for next stream. Alright, so apparently I'm guessing like the guy like he sent in was like just like one that killed the people was just like someone like one of Big Jim's like, you know, enforcers. So safe to say that's probably what was going on. So yeah, we'll be doing next stream for this like next Wednesday, Rose. Like I said, I probably would like play more, but again, like all the noise going on over there right now, which again I do apologize to you guys for. I mean, I was thinking originally I was gonna probably just do one job. And then like I saw the Mateo's Pizza thing. I was like, kind of wish I could do that too, but not taking the chances with all that. And again, I was obviously showing I was getting distracted tonight. And I'm definitely still hearing them right now. And it's literally like only like, it's like 19 minutes away from 1 a.m. This makes absolutely no sense. But again, I apologize to you guys for this. This has been an ongoing thing for months now. And I know it's not my fault, but still, I want my viewers to have a good time when they come by. I just noticed it's literally a mouse on the mouse pad right there. A literal toy mouse. Like I said, I want you guys to come in, like, have a good time when you come in here. And I feel like when I'm not, you know, operating, you know, at my best because of all this stuff, you know, it's a disservice to my viewers. And like I've continued to say over and over again, you guys' time is very sacred to me because, you know, life is short. We only get one life, and y'all could be spending your time and your life doing anything else, supporting any other creators, doing anything else, even like being asleep like this late at night. But y'all coming here and supporting me, and I do appreciate that. And it doesn't go unseen, especially when there are like people that I've really wanted the support of, who it's felt like at times, like, you know, I felt like I've been screaming underwater, just like, you know, wanting their help and everything, needing their help, outright saying I've needed support, needed help on things, especially the last that was happening this last year. And it just felt like it was like falling on deaf ears. So anyone who comes by here and supports me, and even if it's just a lurk, you're not saying anything, I'm still thankful for that, you know. And I just feel it's a disservice when this kind of bullshit's going on and I'm not performing at my best. But again, basically, like the deadline for the people, like, because as I said before, the situation with me, I probably would already have gotten moved out if it wasn't for the fact that the people, like, you know, over at the other house has been squatting. But it's pretty much been made mandatory that they have to get out by October 8th. I think it was yesterday. Like, I was told there was a U-Haul truck over there, so they are, you know, getting their stuff moved out. It's just obviously with like a lot of situations like this, there's always a concern that the when people move out, like the ones that moved out are possibly gonna leave the house a wreck. So hopefully that's not gonna be the case here. But yeah, the plan is that once it's actually time to start moving, I'm gonna go over there and take a look at the house. Landlord said, at the very least, I'm hoping this actually is gonna be like true. He said that, you know, he's pretty sure that the rooms in the house are actually bigger. I mean, this is a 2-bedroom. It's gonna be a 3-bedroom. He said that he thinks the rooms are actually bigger. So I'm hoping by, you know, some miracle, or the main hope for it is that, see, this room right here, this is like was originally the living room. So I'm hoping I can actually turn one of the bedrooms into a streaming room, which would mean there'll probably be only like one entry point, hopefully at the very least only one window. Because with this, I got one window right there, this big window right here, y'all can't really see it because I got it off camera, got a door right there, and then that's the way to the kitchen all the way behind me right there. So that means that's a lot of space right there that if it wasn't for all this, I could be hanging up more of my collectibles and everything, have more stuff on display. Like literally right there where that door is, I could have like another shelf right there and have like more of my stuff that I've got in storage, you know, up there, and, you know, as part of the stream room. So I'm hoping that, like, you know, the room in question will have at least only like one window. Like if there'll be like a room there, will be hopefully about as big as this one, that I can like just have one window and maybe like one doorway, and then I could, like, you know, definitely do more with that. But I don't know what the house, inside the house looks like. I haven't been able to see it yet, but I do know at the very least it's going to be, like, you know, bigger than this one, just like square feet. It's gonna have a bigger yard. So what time, like, I've got left with my dog, because, you know, he's 12 years old, at least it'll be like a bigger yard for him to kind of like run, you know, go out and, you know, run around in and everything. It's also the fact this house has steps to it. So the other house is just has, it doesn't have any steps. It's just like a little ramp right there, like a little walkway. So this means that when I take my dog out, I don't have to worry about him going down the steps, because he's still got like a puppy like energy for the fact he's 12. He's a little Boston Terrier, but his back legs are like starting to get weaker. I can tell, like, he's kind of sliding around a little bit. I think it's it seems like it's arthritis, I'm guessing. So obviously having, like, you know, like no steps there is gonna be great, because he can just go outside, do his business, then go back in without having to, like, you know, walk up and down steps every day, like multiple times a day. So that's one of the main things I'm happy about too. And there's gonna be like a bigger yard for him, like, to, you know, kind of like just go out there. He likes to sunbathe at times when I take him outside. You know, when it's getting colder weather, there's probably not going to be much of that, but at least I'll be able to just kind of have him out there, and he can just, you know, have a little more space for him out there too. He's an inside dog, but you know. But I'm hoping like the house is gonna be like, you know, everything I'm wanting it to be. Even though it's, you know, a few things I kind of wish would, you know, be better for it. I know it is not gonna be there. Because I was hoping it was gonna be like a central heat and air thing, but it's not going to be. But at least seems like there's a couple air conditioners already installed. You know, I have air conditioner myself. But the best thing I can say is that we'll just see like how it's gonna be when I get there. So anyways, we're gonna go and try to get ourselves a raid underway tonight, Rogues. I'm gonna go ahead and call it on the stream before, you know, the natives get more restless over there. Because again, it seems like it's a little bit of another, you know, lull in them being like loud. But I really am thinking that maybe like it's very likely that they've been like trying to be loud like this for the sake of trying to get people to move out from over here because they want the house. But my main thing I'm just, you know, looking at is that the landlord has been like really, you know, has been really awesome. And I've just got this whole concern about them like trying to turn like, you know, because like the house I lived in on the other street, he rented that one out was renting that one out as well. And he's trying to keep this place, you know, quiet, peaceful, and everything. And I just really don't want them to get this house or whatever, because you know, 'cause that means they're going to need to stay over here. And I mean, yeah, I would think like one thing that's kind of probably keeping them from being worse is the fact that, you know, the police have been called on them and they're having complaints. But once we leave, you know, they're going to be over here. They can move over here and think they can do whatever they want. And it's going to make this place go even more, this area go even more downhill. And there's some people over here that my neighbors I'm going to be missing, like being close to. I don't want that for them because they've been nothing but nice. They've been nothing but peaceful, keeping to themselves and everything. And I don't want to see the street go downhill and then start affecting them. But it's just like one of those things where, you know, you have like something like, you know, good, like, you know, here, and people come along and ruin it. That's basically, you know, what I'm just kind of looking at. Even after I leave, I don't want them to get this house because it's just like the whole petty nature of it. But the fact they're acting like this just gets someone to move out, it'll serve them right to not get what they want in that. And because they're like literally over there, I think like, you know, leech off the guy they're staying with. And the whole thing is like, okay, this person, like there's been like talk around town that they can't even actually keep a place of their own. So how are they going to be able to afford this one? But nonetheless, we're not going to like, I'm going to try to abstain from talking about that anymore in the future unless like something comes out where I have to go on a BRB and I do have to address you guys, let you know what happened. But, you know, I do apologize, Rogues. I really do, especially those who came in and like on the raid tonight and I just started ranting about it. You know, I want to be able to get back to like being able to focus on my channel the way I, you know, in regards to doing my content the way I miss doing it, which is no constant BRBs, no worrying about like getting frustrated at people, like, you know, disrupting the experience. And me putting like as much of 100% into it as I can for you guys, you know, because y'all are worth like, you know, me showing up and doing this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. And, you know, you got like streamers out there to probably like say, oh, it's just cliche. Just try like, you know, say what he thinks he wants people to hear. I'm saying what I want to be for you guys to be here. Spare me. I mean, I'm sorry, you know, just sleep deprived, you know, try to like do a clever play on words. Don't know if it really hit or miss right there, guys. The point is, I know I'm better with my content creation. I know that, you know, this isn't like, you know, what my normal style things is in regards to like me airing out my dirty laundry on stream. But I promise you guys that once I get moved, this is not gonna be a thing anymore, and I'll be back doing my content the way I want to, and I'm gonna be showing up like a lot less stressed. So, anyways, raid time. We're gonna try to pass off to someone else. You know, I got raid tonight. We're gonna try to raid someone else and hopefully help them out. See if we can find like someone maybe smaller than me. And also just notice I'm only 5 followers away from 250, so thank you guys so much for that too. I really do appreciate that. So anyways, raid list. Not raid channel, you know I'm raiding yet. Thank you very much. I was like, we raiding something. Raid browser. All right. And like I said, I'll be doing a poll on my YouTube channel, my YouTube polls to decide like, you know, what game I'll be starting off with for the month of horror today, Rogues. That's gonna be like, you know, a whole like a fun experience. I'm gonna leave it to you guys to decide which one I play. I'm not gonna be putting everyone on the list, all the games on the list. I don't think. I don't know if I can. Yeah, obviously, Little Nightmares isn't even released yet, so that one's like, you know, Little Nightmares and Left 4 Dead are obviously gonna be off the list because Little Nightmares 3 isn't out yet, and Left 4 Dead 4. I keep want to say Left 4 Dead 4 because I keep thinking about the 4 in the title. Left 4 Dead's gonna be this weekend, so I'll put like the other ones like Nun Massacre and Nun Massacre at the Classrooms, Amnesia the Bunker, and can't remember what the other ones. And also another one I forgot to say. Also, Liminal Core, since there was like a new release for a new chapter for that, I'm probably gonna be doing that sometime during the month as well. I might even put that on the list to see if you guys want to like see if we do the next episode of Liminal Core because they finally did release chapter 3 for that. And I think like I can't remember if it's out yet or not. Let me actually do this real quick before we do the raid. Let me look at Zort because that's one I want to get back into as well. I was like waiting until like everything released so that me because because me and McD43 did like did the first 2 chapters of Zort, and they just like they were talking about episode 3, Seagate. October 4th. So Seagate actually is going to be releasing in 2 days. So the 3rd episode for chapter for Zort. For those who don't know, this is the game. It's an awesome little game. I think it's like a backroom style thing as well. I don't know what Zort is, but it's a fun ass game. I would highly recommend you guys check it out. But chapter 3 for this, it's been like long overdue. I know they delayed it. It's supposed to be coming out like in 2 days, or it's on the 4th. But the plan is that I was gonna wait till everything released, then kind of like how I was Escape the Backgrounds. Me and DT43 played through that originally, and then actually started the whole series, other parts of that, and then started up because Rock and Nachos got into it. Then me, Mickey DT43, Rock and Nachos, and Elginox all played it, and it ended up being like one of the best multiplayer series of our channel. But Zord, I was gonna wait. But I'm actually gonna talk to the guys and see if, like, what they'd be up for. Is that's just like, you know, possibly going on and getting like redoing it, but just doing one episode at a time. But it may come down to it. I'll talk to them, see if they want to just like try like, you know, do the entirety of it once, like, you know, all the episodes are out, or if they want to just do it like, you know, go back through, do episode 1, let that be like the entirety we do for one stream, and then episode 2, next stream 3. But we may just wait and see how long it's gonna take for episode 4 to come out, and then just try to do all of it, because Escape the Backrooms even has like more content on the way, so we're not actually done with that. But Zort, it's going to be fun to get back into that one, because I've been waiting for the new chapter of it, and it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting, because it has like a Loch Ness Monster and everything else. So it's back on point here. We're going to be doing some rating. Trying to see. Because I got like an ad break coming up in 4 minutes. I'm trying to go ahead and find someone so I can rate before that happens. I guess because I'm trying to find someone who doesn't have a whole lot of viewers. You know, so, I mean, I'm not like trying to sound selective. Okay, looks like they're doing the pool, maybe. It's also their birthday week. Okay, Mist Lock VT. It said it's gonna be their birthday week, so go in and wish them a really happy birthday, Rogues. Mist Lock VT. Okay, it looks like they're a PNG tuber, you know, of course, like not trying to say anything, yeah. Yeah, they're doing like the second mission. So obviously no spoilers. We've done a couple chapters like ahead of them, so no spoilers, guys. You know, obviously, that's, you know, how we are here. We don't do spoilers. So raid channel, and it's gonna be Mistlock VT. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my. I just turned my thing off. It may do a thing where it's not gonna. Already it showed it. Hang on, because my.
I think there's like three free forever subs per Twitch affiliate. Is that a thing? I've honestly never heard of that.
All right, so yeah, you guys. All right, you got the call sign here, Rogues. It's gonna be Master of Air. I'm about to botch my own name. Master Mirror, welcome to the Masquerade. So you paste it, copy paste, go and send Mistlock some love, Rogues. It's their birthday week, so wish them a really happy birthday. That's what I saw in the title. That being said, next stream will be tomorrow, or actually sometime today, for whatever horror game is going to be playing. Again, YouTube. Go check on there for the poll I'll be doing right after the stream. Decided like which horror game I'll be starting off with. But anyways, that being said, Rogues, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know like things weren't exactly the best tonight because of, you know, I don't know what we're doing, like random ass, like, you know, Naruto jutsu signs. What? Fuck it. Thank you guys for coming out. Much love. See you guys like for the next stream, which will be like the official start for the month of horror. You guys take care, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks so much for watching.